Come play with us.
Hello. I took a trip to the dollar store to visit Poopy's family. Make sure they're not asking questions. While I was there, I decided to take a look around, see if I could find some other cool stuff to do a dollar store makeover with. There's a lot of stuff at the dollar store. Most of it's junk, to be honest. But if you look close enough, sometimes you could find some treasures hidden amongst the chaos. Other times you just gotta take the junk and be creative with it. This is one of those times. I did manage to find some creepy squishies with double chins. Little Red Riding Hood made a yellow poop. You should probably get that checked out. I honestly have no idea what to turn these into, so I'll have to save this poop for some other time. Instead, today we'll be working with these marble stone things. That's exciting. And I also found this little cute dollhouse, which I thought was just too cute.
Come play with us.
And needed to be turned
Evil.
I've given tons of dolls makeovers, but I've never given a dollhouse a makeover, so this'll be interesting. So first things first, I opened up a bag of marbles. There's a ton in here, but they're not in the best shape, so really there's none in here. That's alright. We're on a budget. This is a dollar store makeover. You take what you can get. Alright. Cool. Gonna set these aside for now. We'll bring them back in a minute. I then took out my sketchbook and traced 10 circles. I chose to do 10 of them. I felt like 10's a good number. In each of these circles, there's going to be the face of one of my original characters. Super evil stuff. I decided to doodle them this way. You could do digital art if you want. It's whatever you want, really. Digital art is cool and all, but nothing beats nothing even comes close. I'm not really concerned about the doodles being perfect. It's not about perfection. I'll be shrinking them down anyway. I'm planning on turning these marbles into magnets. I thought they'd make some cool, bubbly magnets. This one is Sniffledorf, the sculpture. Kinda confusing since I named my new kitten Sniffledorf as well, and they're both black, but they look slightly different. If you don't know who I'm talking about, this is Sniffledorf.
Hi, Sniffles. Bye, Sniffles. You want to kill me, don't you?
The kitten I summoned while working on Nerdy Crafter's craft kit. It was magical and stuff. I gotta measure the diameter of the marble things. Obviously, measuring these is not the most consistent measurement since all the marbles are a little bit different, but it's just a rough estimate. It doesn't have to be exact, just close enough. I transferred them onto the computer and scaled them down to the size of marbles. I printed them out on some regular computer paper, nothing fancy here. I then traced the marble around them and cut out the circles. Once that was done, I put a little bit of Mod Podge on the back of the marble, the flat side, and then I just stuck the paper on there. I just repeated that process for all of them, trying my best to just keep the marbles and paper aligned as best as I could. Whenever I had some excess paper hanging off the end, I just chopped that right off. Time to pull out the pizza tray. Since this little pizza tray is metal, I figured it would be perfect for a little magnet board. I was planning on using the front of this magnet tray and covering it with this black poster paper. Things didn't really go as planned. I wasn't able to cut out a perfect circle and it just didn't look right. A little disappointing, but it's okay. Change of plans. I flipped it over to the other side. This is the good side that's not messed up, so it's what I'll be using. The marbles obviously need a magnet backing to stick to the metal tray. Obviously they wouldn't be magnetic without magnets on them, so I hot glued those on. And now they're ready to go. I spent a little while making a bunch more magnets, just the same characters repeated since I already had them printed out and I didn't want them to go to waste. You could honestly make magnets of whatever you want, magazine clippings, newspapers, photos of you and your family, whatever you want really. Instead of sticking on a magnet, you could even stick on a pin back and turn it into a pin. They're very customizable. Okay, moving on. Here's the little dollhouse.
Come play with us. Come play with us. Come play with us. Come play with us.
I thought it might be cool to turn this into like a haunted house of sorts. Just something to make it look a little more dark and a little less like this. Though now that I'm taking a closer look at it, it does look a little unsettling. I kept getting the feeling that someone was watching me. If you're new here and you've ever watched a YouTube video before, you should consider selling your soul to me by subscribing to my channel and ringing that bell thing so you don't lose me on the internet. I post new videos every Friday. There's no back to the dollhouse. You're just supposed to stuff these little purple people and things in there, and just kind of play with it from the back, I guess. I don't know. I've never gotten one of these before. I'm not entirely sure why everything is purple. It's a little too much purple, even for me. But I guess it saves on ink, maybe? Or maybe it's like one of those things where you paint on it yourself? I don't know. I tried to arrange some furniture in there, but it just wasn't my aesthetic. So scratch that. We're just gonna throw everything out. I've seen videos where people make teeny tiny furniture and super small houses and things, but yeah, this isn't gonna be one of those videos. Normally I like to work with clay or epoxy and sculpt on these kinds of things, but today's going to be a little different. I realize not everyone has clay and not everyone wants to work with clay, so today I thought I might try my hand at adding to this house with cardboard and poster paper instead. So first things first, I got a P.O. box. It's just a cardboard box you could get at the post office for free, or at least I steal them for free. I'm going to cut this up to size. I wanted to turn it into a 2-story house, although looking back, I guess it's already a 2-story house. I just wanted to make it taller. All the haunted houses I've been to are always really tall, so that's what I'm going for. And then I cut another rectangle up. It doesn't look like much yet, but it's going to be the top roof. There's already a roof on the house, but since I added a story, it now needs another roof. Now it has 2 roofs. I really like the shape of the windows on this house. It's very classic rather than like the boxy modern windows that you usually see. So I'm cutting in some of those here and there. It's not easy cutting them out of cardboard. They're not going to be perfect, but I guess that fits with the whole rundown look of an old haunted house. I stuck both of the houses together and now it's a mansion, but it's still not haunting enough. It needs something extra. I saved up some paper towel rolls for the towers I wanted on both sides of this haunted house, giving it that more old, castle-y, princess in distress kind of look, I think. I thought witches' hats would make perfect toppers for them, so I rolled up some domes using the failed black poster board I had tried using earlier. The windows don't open, but just in case I boarded them shut, wouldn't want anything getting out. All we need to do is guard the entire back half. Clearly the tower doesn't have enough windows to board shut, so I added some more and then boarded them up too. If that didn't make sense, just wait till you see the fence I added on the roof. Whatever's inside that house isn't getting out. I made sure of it. Finally, it was time to paint. I pulled out some very, very light gray paint. I don't know why everything looks white on camera. But it's more gray in real life. You'll just have to take my word for it. I was going for a gray and black look, but it wasn't looking ominous enough, so scratch that. We're just gonna throw everything out. Just kidding. I just went over it all with black paint. I've got some clear gift wrap. I picked out an orange one. The way I say orange apparently really bothers some of you guys. I didn't want you guys to be so uncomfortable with my American accent, so I've been practicing. Orange. I hope that puts your ears at ease. Orange. Orange. So I'm adding this gift wrap to the back of the house, basically behind each window. I wanted it to look like when you shine a light through the back of the house that there's an orange color coming through. That way it looks a bit more spooky. I could have just inserted orange lights in the back, but I didn't have those on hand, so this'll do the trick. Ballin' on a budget.
More carrots. Don't tear it.
I had to add a couple layers of the gift wrap in order to make it a deeper orange. Orange. The back's looking a bit disheveled, but you're not really gonna see the back anyway. It's more for decor, the orange. And black is making it look a bit more Halloween-y than I usually go for, but I figured since we're approaching Halloween, it's close enough to spooky season. It was a bit difficult getting the gift wrap in there, so it doesn't look perfect. But then again, it's supposed to look run down. And as with more than a couple of my things, if you keep your 6-foot distance and you turn off the lights, it doesn't look half bad. Some of you guys wanted me to make a box condo for Sniffledorf, mayor of Boxville, so here you go, Sniffledorf, your own box mansion. It's running a little small, perhaps I'll have to upgrade it at some point, but I figured for now I'd just make a little mini Sniffledorf to go with the house. I just real quick sculpted him out of epoxy. I'm going for a flat little Pusheen kind of cat look. It's supposed to be Sniffledorf, the actual kitten, not the sculpture this time, so I gave him a tuxedo, always dressed to the nines.
Do you want me to lock you in the house with the purple twins? The purple twins are getting hungry.
Come play with us.
If you don't want to be their dinner, I suggest you click on the top right or bottom left.